Hello, what's up guys? My name is Gazanfar and in this video we are going to create this landing page that one of my clients have created in Figma. So I wanted to have this similar design in his Wix website. So we'll be creating the very similar layout just as we have in this landing page, and we'll try to create that in our Wix editor. Obviously we'll be utilizing all of the or many of these widgets or elements that we have in our Wix editor. We will start with the site design options that we have here. I'll show you that how you can set up your own site theme, and then later we'll try to create all the elements using available element options that we have in the Wix editor. So if you want to learn that how you can create any custom layouts in the Wix editor, let's get started. So the first thing that you will have to do is to log into your Wix account. I'm already logged into my Wix account, and now we'll have to create a new site. So for that, what you will have to do is to click on this create new site button here. So I'll click on this create new site here. So once it will get loaded, it will ask you that which platform do you want to use. Either you want to use Wix or Editor X. We want to use Wix, so we'll click on this Wix option here, and once we'll click on this Wix option, it will again start loading, and we'll wait for the next screen. Now it is asking you that what kind of website are you creating, so we can type in anything here. So let's choose like business and click on next. And now it is asking you what's the name of your business. So I'm typing in demo for YouTube, and then I'll click on this next button here, and then it is asking you what do you want to add to your website. You can add the chat functionality, online store functionality. If you are creating the e-commerce website, I'll create another video on how you can create the e-commerce websites on Wix, but for now we are simply creating the landing page that I showed you. Then you can choose the booking functionality, and you can decide if you need the forms, and there are a lot many things. You can go through them by yourself, or you can choose to skip there. So for now I'll click on this next button here. Only I chose the chat functionality here. Now it is asking you to create any website with the Wix editor. So I'll click on this start now button here. So once you click on this start now, it is showing you the pre-designed layouts that the Wix have. You can choose any one of these. There are about 18 pages there. You can go through them and you can filter out them using these tabs that are already there. But because we are going to create a custom design, so I'll choose this blank templates here, and there we have the option to start from scratch. So we'll click on this try it here, so we can start from scratch with the very blank layout that we'll have. Now it is loading here. So now you can see that Wix editor is already loaded in, and now we have this blank layout, and the only thing that we have currently is this let's chat functionality that we have added in the process. So from here, this is the header area. Here we'll create the header of the website, and then down here we have the footer. We can create our footer. This is the content area where we will add the sections and the strips to create the layout for the website. So I have created a folder where I have downloaded all the files from the Figma design that I have in my computer. So I'll simply upload them on my website. This includes all the fonts that I have, but for the fonts I want to upload them manually, so we'll go through them in just a while. So I'll upload all of these things here. Along with that, I want to upload these bars as well, so I'll upload them here as well. So once they'll get uploaded, we can start creating our website layout or the landing page layout that we have. Okay, so looks like all of the files that I selected are uploaded there. So I'll close this from here, and now Let's create the pages. Then here you have the option for menu and pages. You can click there. Because we are creating a one page template, so only the home page is required and we don't have any kind of navigation here. So that is why what I want to do is to get rid of this header area and the footer area here. So what I'll do is to click on this menu and pages, then I'll click on this three dots icon here, and then I'll click on this setting. From this layout tab, I'll choose no header and footer from there, and once I'll choose that, you can see that we only have this content area and we don't have the header and footer here. So we are good to create our landing page now. So next thing that we'll have to do is to add a section. So you click on this add a section and it will give you this option. You can decide whether you want to choose any of these pre-built layouts. I want to start with the blank section. So I'll click on this blank section here, and now here we have this blank section. If you want, you can change the title of this section. So for example, I want to name it as hero section, just like this, and then you can click anywhere and it will be the heroes. Now one more thing that I want and I usually use is the toolbar from here and the rulers from there. So with the toolbar, we get all of these options that we will use and we'll start creating all the layout on this landing page. Next thing that we'll have to do is to create the site design. So for that, we'll click on this site design and then we'll click on this site theme so that we can set up the colors and the text for the font that we want to use on the website. So let's start with the colors. So for the colors, I already have grabbed the color codes that we want to use on our website. Here is the linear gradient color code, so I'll click on there and I'll paste it here. Make sure you don't use this hash symbol here because Wix do not recognize them, just like this. And then let's choose this again. Let's copy this and let's paste this again. Now this is fine. The second color, I'll choose this and I'll paste it here as a second color. Then we have this vector shape background color that I think I don't want to use, but then I want to use the text color because that is important, so I'll paste it here. After that, I want to use this background color as well, so I'll paste this background color here, and then what I want is to use a very white color. Furthermore, what I want to do is to grab one yellow color from the Figma file that I have. So instead of using this as color for, I'll use this yellow color so that we can use this for the buttons and everything on the website. Once the colors are set it up, the next thing is to use the text. Now for the text, I want to use a custom font. I have a font that is called the Fira Sans. This is a free font that I downloaded from Google Fonts. You can download this font by yourself. Then I want to upload this font. Now in order to upload your custom font, what you will have to do is to click on this add elements, then from here text, choose any of these paragraph and drag it anywhere on this space, and then click on this edit text. When you will click on this edit text, click on this font, and then here you have option to upload your fonts. So I'll click on this upload fonts here. You can see I already have uploaded the fonts here, but get rid of these. Or what we can do is to click on this upload fonts. Now on the desktop I have this fonts folder. What I can do is to choose all of the fonts that I have here, and I'll click on this open. Now it's saying please select up to 20 files, so I have to choose up to 20 files. So let's choose bold and then extra bold, and let's choose the extra light, and then heavy, and then light, medium, regular, and semi bold. That is it. Click on open and it will start getting upload on our website. So we'll have to wait. Once these fonts will get uploaded on our website, I will wait for them. So now here you can see that all of the fonts that have already been uploaded there. So now we'll be able to use all of these fonts. So once again, I'll get rid of this text from here, and then I'll go to this site design option here, and then I'll choose site theme and click on this customize button, and from here I'll choose this text option. And now here I have the option to choose what font I want to use on overall theme of the website. So for the heading one, click on this pencil icon, and then if you'll scroll all the way up, you have the option to see all the fonts that we have just uploaded. So for this one, heading 1, I'll choose Hira Sans Bold and I'll click on this apply button here. And then for the heading 2, I'll again choose Hira Sans Bold from here. And for the heading 3, I'll do the same thing. I want to use the bold version for all of these headings up to heading 3, and for the heading 4, I'll choose the semi-bold version of the font. So we have like this is heavy and this is semi-bold version. I'll choose the semi-bold for heading 4, and for the heading 5, I'll choose the medium version and I'll choose this medium. And for the heading 6, I'll once again choose the medium version from there. And after that, for the paragraph font, I'll try to use the lighter version of the font. So maybe this one, Fira Sans, and then same thing for the paragraph 2, and then the same thing for the paragraph 3. So till now we have uploaded our custom font on the Wix website, and then we have set it up the font as the theme font, so that whenever whatever widget or element we'll use from Wix, it will automatically choose the Fira Sans font. So now we have set it up this side design of the theme for the layout that we are going to create. So let's start with the layout itself. So here in the Figma file that I have, you can see this is the hero section. Here I have this header, here I have the logo and this button here. If I click on any of these items in this design file, you can see we have this inspect tab and the export tab. From the export tab, I can export this particular element from this design file. So for now, I want to inspect this tab, and from here you can see the width of this item and the height of, and then you can see that what colors are used on particular element in our design file. So first thing, we'll have to choose this background. Now this is a gradient background. You can see it says linear gradient. So we'll create this linear gradient first. Already have uploaded these colors on the website. So for now, what I'll have to do is to check the height of this section. Now the height is 850 pixels. Now from here you can see this is height option. I'll type in 850 here. Now you can see the section height is 8. Now we'll have to change the section background. I'll click on this change section background here. Then here we'll have to choose this color option. We have the option to choose the image here as well, and we can choose the video here as well, but for now we want to use the color. So I'll click on this color option here. Now here we can choose the simple color or the gradient color or the fluid gradient, but we want to use the linear gradient, so we'll use the simple gradient option from there. Now you can see that this is kind of like gradient here. So click on any of these dots here and click on this section, and now we can choose the color that we want to use for our gradient. So for example, for this one, I'll choose this color, and for the second gradient, let's say we want to choose this color. Here we have the angle for the gradient. Now we can choose 180 degrees, this will look like this, or we can choose 270 degrees, this will look like this, or we can choose 360 degrees, this will look like the 0 degree. Then let's try 180 degree, but we want to reduce the angle, so let's try 120 degree, and this is quite similar to what we have here. Now I think we don't have the same colors here, or might be we have the same colors, but the gradient that we are using are not showing the same color. So we'll drag this color from here all the way to here, so that we have kind of like same effect that we have in this design file. So I think now we have the same effect of gradient that we have in the design file. So the next thing that we have to do is to create the header for this section. So for that, click on this plus icon, click on this strip, and then choose classic, and from here you can use any of these strips. So I'll drag the strip here. First of all, I'll get rid of the background color that I have, so I'll remove the color from here. And then the next thing is this icon, it says layout. Click on this layout tab, and here you have the option to add the column. So click on this add column option there, and now you can see we have two columns layout here. First of all, I want to reduce the height of this column. So let's say I want to make it 150 pixels. So now it is 150 pixels. I think this is bigger, so let's do 100 pixels. I think 100 pixels is quite fine. So now let's start with the logo that I already have uploaded. So I'll click on this media option here. And then I'll click on this show more option here, and from here there is the logo that I want to use. So I'll click on this add to page, and now the logo is added to the page. The only thing that I have to do is to drag it to the column that we have created. So now this logo is attached to the column and is not on the section below. So the next thing that I have to do is to adjust the alignments of this logo. So I'll align it towards the left side. Furthermore, what I want to do is to move it towards the right side. So let's try 20 pixels extra. It is going toward the left side. You will have to do some basic mathematics to see what actually works for you. So 175 minus 175 pixels on the x-axis is I think what I require. Next thing that I can do is to further reduce the width of this column. So now this is 80 pixels. Now I'll choose the image again. Now I'll click on this alignment options and I can choose it vertically center or alignment to the middle option, and it will automatically align our logo in the center, as you can see here. Okay, next thing that I want to do is to create a button just like how we have here. So I'll click on this plus icon there to add the element, and here we have the option to add buttons here, and from there let's choose any of these buttons. So let's start with this button. Drag it on the blank space anywhere on the page. So I dragged it here. Click on this design options and then click on this customize design option. For the background fills, we don't have any background fill there, but we have the border. So for border, we'll choose 2 pixels here. So now we have the border, but we have to change the color for the border, and let's choose this yellowish color. And then for the font, you can see it automatically selected the Fira Sans font that we have uploaded because this is on paragraph 2. So for the font color, we want the font color to be of the white color. So this is background fill, and the design options, we have this text color option here, and we'll choose this white color. Furthermore, what we'll have to do, as you can see here, we have kind of like border radius in this button. So we want to add the border radius as well. So here in the corner options, we'll add 10 pixels as a border radius, and now you can see we have this border radius. Now if I go to the hover state for this button, if I click on this, we can adjust the background fill for the button. So for the background fill, I want it to inherit the yellowish color that we have. Plus I want to increase the transparency or opacity for the button. So now for whenever someone will hover the button, it will change the colors to the white color just like this. Now the next thing I want to do is to change the text on the button. So in order to change the text, we want to add book our demo text here. So we will click on this change text and icon, and we'll click on book a demo. Book a demo here. Now what we can do is to increase the width to 160 pixels, so the button should look fine. And we can also adjust the height for this button. So let's say we want to use a 50 pixels for the height. And now the button is looking fine. The only thing we'll have to do is to drag it on the column. So now we're dragging it on the column and then place it here, and that is it. Now the button is attached to the column. Use the alignment option here and align it first of all towards the very right. And once it is towards the very right, we'll have to do again some basic calculation here because we want to go towards the left side. I think we'll have to reduce or deduct few numbers from this x numbers that we have. So let's say I want to use let's say 1000 pixels, and now you can see this is more towards the left side. Now the next thing that we can do is to align this strip a bit above than how it is now. So from the Y position, let's do it on the position of 100 pixels or probably 50 pixels. Yeah, 50 pixels look fine. Okay, now we have this strip placed here, and now almost our header is created. What we'll have to do is to create this graphic here. I already have downloaded this graphic. This should be in the media section for the images that I have already uploaded. So I'll have to choose the image. I think this is the image. So I'll click on this. No, this is a globe image. So it should be another one. Maybe this group 2704. Yeah. Now you can see we have the same squares graphics like how we have here. So we have this here. I'll increase the width of it to the up to the 900 pixels, but I think I'll have to increase this more. So I'll do it to go to 1200 pixels, and then I'll align it towards the center. And what I want to do is to drag it above side, just like how it is on our design file in the Figma. So I'll drag it towards the more above, and now it is looking quite fine. The next thing that we'll have to use is to add this text here. So we'll have to add this text. So what I'll do is to click on this add element section here, and in the text I'll choose heading 2 here. So I'll drag the heading 2 here. The color is dark. Obviously for now we'll change it to the white color that we have. So now the color is changed. Next thing we have to do is to check the properties of this element in the Figma file. Now you can see the font is Pira Sans and the size is 56 pixels. So we'll have to do is to increase it to the 56 pixels, and the font is Pira Sans bold. That is quite fine. And then we can increase the width up to 900 pixel, and we'll align it toward the center. And then I want to align the text itself in the center, so I'll choose the center option here from the text properties. So now our text is aligned in the center. Now I'll have to type in this text from there. So lost charge packs, invoice collection issues. Bad debt. I think the bold version is not looking quite fine. So what we can do is to reduce the font size just a bit. So now I think this is looking quite fine. I'll drag it upside. You can either use this toolbar or you can use the drag option with your mouse. So for now I'm using this drag option from my mouse, and now I have placed this text here. Now what I want is to add this small text here as well. So I'll have to add another text widget here or text element here. So I'll choose the paragraph 1 option from there and I'll place it here. The text color I'll have to change to the white color, and then let's see the font properties. This is 24 pixel, but on our website we'll be keeping 22 pixels for this. So next thing, we can align it in the center, and now we'll have to increase the width of this text element that we have added. So I'll choose the 900 pixels and I'll align it in the center, just like this. And then we can choose the text, and I'll have to type in the text again. That is outsource your bad debt collection. Collections in 10 minutes. In 10 minutes. That is it. The next thing that we'll have to do is to add this button here with this gradient effect. Now currently on the Wix we cannot add the gradient effect for the button. So what I'll do is to simply duplicate this button using Ctrl D on my keyboard, and I'll drag it right in the center like how we have there. Then I'll choose this design option from there. I'll click on this customize design and I'll go to background fill. And here you can see we only have option for a single or the plain color, and we don't have the option for the multiple colors. Or if we choose the another color. If we reduce its opacity, we kind of have this similar effect on our button. Okay, you can achieve the gradient in this way, but this is not actually gradient. We are using two colors on the button, the layers of the colors on the button. So anyways, the button for the text is book a demo, and we'll have to change the font color obviously. So I'll click on this font color, the text color option there, and I'll choose this color, and I'll choose probably the bolder version of this. And the text is fine, that is book a demo, and this is book a demo option there. And then for the borders, I think this is looking fine, and for the hover state, this is looking just fine. So we'll go like this, and if I click on this save option there, it will ask me to choose the subdomain name. So let's say we'll choose demo, and I click on this save changes. Now it get published here. If I click on this preview button here, we can see that how our section is looking that we have just created. It is looking quite fine. The only thing that we'll have to do is to increase the distance between the button and the text. So let's just place the button. I can use this from here to 570 pixels in the y-axis. So once again, I click on this save button so that all of the work that we are doing should be saved. So now our hero section is created. The next thing that we'll have to do is to create another section for this thing here. So again, we'll click on this add new section option here, and we'll choose this blank section. And now our blank section is created. We'll click on this change section background, and we want to change the color to the white color, just like how we have in the Figma file. But here you can see we have this additional element here. For that, click on this add element, and then click on this box option. And from the box option, you can choose this rectangle kind of thing, and you can place the rectangle here, or the container box basically it is. So you can place the container box here. We can change the color of this container box. So fill, color and opacity, we want to change it to the white color, and then we want to increase the width of this, so maybe 900 pixels, and let's align it in the center. So now in order to adjust the border radius, we will go to this corner options here, and we'll choose 10 pixels instead of 30 pixels from here. The next thing that we'll have to do is to reduce the height of this thing, or this container box. So for that, for now I want to choose the 100 pixels option there, and I'll place it right there, so that it should give the same effect like how we have here. So now we have this section already created, but we'll have to do is to add this text in the section. So let's start with this heading. So I'll duplicate this heading from there, and I'll drag it in this section, and I'll change its color to the dark color of how we have in the demo. Then I'll go back to this Figma file, and I'll see its properties. In the properties, it's saying 36 pixels. So we'll go like 2 pixels down on how we have in Figma, and we'll choose 34 pixel. I'll align it towards the left side, and I'll reduce the width of it to obviously like 400 pixels. Now I'll have to add this text, that is one click collection, one click collection. Then I want to add once again this text, so I'll simply duplicate this. Sorry, I'll choose this text, and I'll do Control D, and now this is duplicated. I'll drag it right there. Now let's add the text here. We integrate with your payments. We integrate with your payment subscription or billing management system through API. Through API. Now obviously I want to change the font style. So I'll go Fira Sans here and I'll reduce the font size to probably like 24 pixel and choose the bolder version. So we'll have kind of like same effect here. And then what we can do is to add this line. So I already have exported this here because we cannot achieve this in Wix. So I'll click on this show more so that it should load in all the images that I have uploaded. So once it will get uploaded, you can see it is here, line number 9. I'll add it on the page and now it is added on our page. I'll increase its width to probably like 130 pixels and then I'll drag it right here. Now, the next thing that I want to do, you can see that we have this kind of like columns or the elements here that are connecting to this element, and we have very small space here and we cannot create the same element within one column. So what I want to do is to add a strip and I want to add two columns. So for that, let's click on this add section. I'll choose the blank section from here, and once the blank section will be added here, I'll change the section background color to the white color just like how we have, and then I'll go to this add element option and I'll go to this strip option, and from here I'll choose this white color strip and I'll paste it here. First of all, I'll change the background, so I'll make it as transparent background here, and now I want to add one more column, so I'll click on this add column option there. Now whatever I have created there, I'll select these and then I can drag them right where we have our column. So once again, if I'll drag this, it should be placed in our column. Now they are in our column, so I can get rid of this section, but I want to keep this container box that we have created. So I'll drag it above and then I'll remove this section. Then once again, I'll drag this container box right how we have previously, and now it is on the right way. Now this is created. I want to first of all increase the section height to probably like 700 pixels, and then I want to increase the strip height obviously to something like 550 pixels, so that we should have the appropriate space for the additional text that we have here. So now I'll have to add this text. So for that, I'll click on this add element option there, and then I'll choose this text, and then I'll choose this paragraph 1 option and I'll place it right here. Then I'll check the width of this, that is 400 pixel, and I'll make it 400 pixels right here. Then this is 22 pixels font. I want to do it like 20 pixels, and then I want to copy this content. Here we have the content. I'll copy this content and then I will paste the content here. Now our content is added here. Next thing that we want to do is to create these elements with these arrows connecting to this one. So for that, what I want to do is to use a repeater box. So for that, click on this element and then go to this list options, and from the list option choose any of these repeater box that we have. So for now I'll use this repeater box and I'll place it anywhere in the blank space because I want to use a one column, so I'll reduce its width to probably like 400 pixels so that we have only one element per row. Then I'll click on this layout options, and then I can align them toward the center, left, right, or justify. So for now, let's keep them in the center, but then click on this manage items and let's remove all of the items that we have here. So I'll get rid of all these options. So once I get rid of all of these options, I want to get rid of this vector art as well, and then I want to get rid of this additional text from here as well. Then I want to increase the width of this, so probably like 250 pixels should be fine. And then I want to reduce the height of this, but before I reduce the height, I want to change the background color. So I'll change the background color to the white color, and I can click on apply to all items here as well. But then I can choose this design option, and in the border I want to add the border, so I'll choose 2 pixels here, and then I can choose what color I want to use. So let's say I want to use this color, and I'll reduce its opacity to probably like 30%. And now we have this text remaining here, so we'll have to change the text color to obviously the black color. And then this is Helvetica light, because this is the pre-built section that we have imported, so that is why it didn't automatically selected the font that we have uploaded, but we can change the font. Then I don't want it to be heading 2, I want it to go as paragraph 1, and then we can change the font sizes, so probably like 16 or 18 should be fine. So 18 is fine, and then I want to add this text QBD. So this content, I'll copy it from here and I'll paste the content here, and then I want to reduce the height of this text. So now the height is reduced and I want to align it towards the left side. Now this is aligned towards the left side, and I want to reduce the width of this text element that we have. So probably like 100 pixels should be fine. So I'll drag this 100 pixels right here, something like here. Okay, now I want to insert one image just like how we have here the logos. So I'll go to my media and I'll click on this show more option, and then I'll choose this image one, and I'll add it to the page. Now it is added to the page. In order to attach it to the repeater, just drag it and it should be attached to the repeater. Now I think what I'll have to do is to increase the font size to probably like 20 pixels and make it bolder. Now this is created. The only thing that we'll have to do is to reduce the height of this container. So probably like 100 pixels. 100 pixels is bigger. We'll have to go more smaller. So let's try 60 pixels. Yeah, 60 pixels I think is fine. So select both of these, and then from this alignment option, align it in the middle. Align in the middle, and for this one as well, align in the middle. The only thing that's left now is to add the border radius, and for that we'll use 10 pixels. So now we have this border radius, and then we want to reduce the width of this repeater. So instead of 400, let's go 300 or probably 250. Yeah, okay. Now click on this manage items, and as you can see we have 1 2 3 4 items there. So I'll duplicate this, and once again duplicate this, and the fourth time duplicate this. Now we have the 4 items there. Click on this layout option, and then you can adjust the space between these items. That's it. Now we have this created, so I'll drag this into the next column that we have, and now this is in the next column, but what I want is to align it more towards the center. So I'll click on this layout, and then from here I'll choose left. Now this is aligned towards the left side, and for this one as well I'll click on this layout option and I'll align it towards the right side. So this should look or kind of look similar to what we have here. So now I want to change the logos and the company names from here. This is charge fee. So I think I'll have to increase the width. So charge fee. Next one that we have is 0. Okay, let's change the images. So I'll click on this change image here and I'll choose the next images that we have. Change image, then this 0, choose image. That is it. We have this created. Now we want to add these arrows. So for that, I already have uploaded these arrows. I'll go to my media section and I'll click on this show more option, and there should be arrows. I think I don't have. Okay, so I'll have to select these arrows one by one. So I'll choose this arrow and click on this export, and then click on this and click on export. For the next arrow, I'll do the same thing. And now these arrows are exported. So the next thing that we'll have to do is to create these arrows in our Wix website. So I am uploading these arrows here so that we can use them. So I uploaded these arrows. So let's start with the bigger one first, or we can upload all of these in our page all together. So we have all of these arrows here. So this should go there. This one is for this part. This is for this part. And then this for this part. Should go just a bit up. And now, just like how we have arrows there, and now we want to add this. So let's see if I have uploaded that in our media section. So I have uploaded these rectangles here. So I have to add them in the pages, and then I'll add them here. And for the image as well, I'll add the image there. So it should look kind of same like how we have there. So now we want to add this text collect API. So let's see if I have this text, so we can type in that text. I have this collect API. So add this in the page, and then we can drag this above the two images that we have. Okay, now we have this added here. What I want to do is to select all of three images, and then what I can do is to group them together. And same thing that I want to do with these images here is to group them together, just like this. These are already grouped, and I want to group these as well. Furthermore, let's group this text and button also. All right, so we have this section created as well. So let's create this section now. So click on this add section and then click on this blank section. Now we have this blank section created. Change section background color to the white color here. So now we have the white color there. We can always adjust the heights. So let's do this 500 pixels, and for the section I want to keep the same height, so 500 pixels. Now there is our next section, and here we have a heading that says success fee only. So let's add the heading. The only thing that I'll do is to select the heading that already created, is to duplicate them. So I'll align this text element in the center, and I'll change the alignment of text towards the center, just like this. Now I want to change the text to success fees only. So I'll double click on this and I'll change it to success fees only. Now I want to add this small text here as well. So I'll copy the content from here and I will duplicate this subtitle that we have created, and I'll paste this in the next section. And I'll align it first of all in the center, and I'll change its width to probably like 550 pixels, and I'll align it in the center as well, and I'll paste it here. Now here you can see that we have kind of like a gradient effect again. Here you can see the color is changing, but above here we have the same white color. So we'll have to create a gradient for this section. So first of all, let's adjust the height of this section, and then let me add this image here. So I'll go to this media section, I'll click on this show more, and then I'll choose this group image and I'll paste it here. I'll increase the width of this image to probably like 700 pixels or 900 pixels, and I will add it in the center. Now let's increase the height to 50 pixels more, or probably like 800 pixels, just like this. And now we want to add the gradient. So we'll click on this change section background, and then from color choose this gradient option here. For the first color we want it to go all white, and for the second color this looks fine, but we want to change the angle. So let's do it 180 pixels, and you can see this is not looking same. 180 pixels, yeah, 180 pixels is what we want, and now it is giving you the same effect. Now let's add, we already have a section here, so let's change the background of this section to the white color. So this white color here, and now we want to have this section with the heading this. So what I'll do is to increase the height of this section first, so probably go like 800 pixel, and we can adjust the height later as well if we feel like this doesn't look good. So I'll duplicate this title from here and I'll place the title here, and I'll drag it a bit up and align it in the center. Then I want to increase the width of this to obviously like 600 pixels, and then once again I'll have to align it in the center, and then I want to place the text that we have copied from here. But you can see we have the text in two rows, so I want to increase the width of this section more, so probably like 800 pixels, so that we have kind of like same effect here. 950, yeah, 950 is fine. So we'll align it in the center. Now this is aligned in the center, and then we want to add these graphics here. So already have uploaded these graphics in there, so let's choose all of them all together and add it to the page, just like this. So for now let's separate them. Yeah, okay. Now first of all let's align it in the center. It's in the center. Reduce its width to 300 pixels and align it in the center. And then let's see, here we have automated calls. So this is automated calls. We want to place it here. Next to it we have emails, so we'll kind of place it here. emails, we want to place it here. And then we have personalized videos that we want to place probably here. And then we have text messages, and then this demand letters. Okay, so now I want to reduce the width to probably like 200 pixels or 250 pixels. Yeah, 250 is fine. So let's reduce the widths and then we'll adjust the alignments. So we'll go 250 pixels for this and 250 pixels for this. So we'll start with this image and we'll align it in the center. So now it is aligned in the center. So what we can do is to align this image more there, and then we want to align this image kind of like here. Yeah, so here we have this section. I want to increase the height of this way more than what we have, so probably like 950 pixels. Yeah, and then we want to add this text, so I'll copy the content from there. I will duplicate this content section from there, and I'll paste it here. I'll increase the width of it to probably like 900, and then I'll align it in the center, and then I want to align it in the middle as well. And then after that I'll paste my content, and let's see if it looks same. Now the content here is in 2 rows or 2 lines, and we have in 3 lines. So I want to reduce the font size to 18 pixels, and I want to increase it to probably like 950 or 1000 pixels. Align it in the center again, and I think I'll have to reduce the font size a bit more, so probably like 16 pixels, and then we can go back to 950 pixels, and then we can align it in the center. So I'll drag it a bit up here so that we have some blank space above the fold and below the fold. So I'll go like 880 pixels here. So this section is created as well. I'll click on this save so that all the work that we are doing here should be saved. Now this is saved as well. The next section is this section where we have this form, but let's do this one first. So we'll add a new, and this section is already there. So let's change the section background, and we want to have the same gradient effect just like how we have there. So instead of creating that again, I'll copy this and I will paste that section here. I will get rid of the section above. I don't want this header area here. I don't want the image here. We need this text obviously, but we can use the text from above, so we don't need any button. So get rid of all of these items from there. So now we have the same gradient background here. What I want is to duplicate all of these things, and I want to drag it to this section here. So let's change the colors to the white color so that it should be visible for the readers. So now we are changing its colors just like this. The colors are changed. Now let's change the content. So just copy this, get rid of this main title, and then drag it above where we have the main title. And then I want to paste our content. And then for this one, I want to copy the content and then I will paste the content here. Now once that is created, I want to this section divider to move just a bit up, and then I want to move this content just a bit up. So now it looks like this. Now we need this globe here. So for that, that's an image I have already uploaded. So I think this one is fame. Yeah. So I drag it here and I want to reduce its width to probably like 400 pixels or maybe 480 pixels. So it should be a bit bigger, and I'll place this here. Now what I want to do is to create this container box with the form in it. So first of all, I'll increase the height of this section to probably like 1100 pixels, and then what I want to do is to click on this add element, and then from uh, box option here I want to use this container box. So I'll place the container box anywhere in the blank space. I'll increase its width to probably like 900 pixels and I'll align it in the center. I want to increase the width more. So I'll align it in the center. Then what I want is to change its color obviously to the white color. And then for the border or the corners, I want the border radius or the corner radius to be 10 pixels. So it should be uniform on all the container boxes that we have here. Okay, so now what I want is to add these two graphics here. Already have exported them as an image. So I'll click on this show more, and then here they are. I'll add them on the page and I'll drag them on the container box. So here we have. Then I want to add this title and the subtitle. So instead of recreating them, I'll simply duplicate this and attach it on this box. I'll change its color to the dark color, and then I'll do the same thing with this. I'll duplicate this and attach this here, and I'll change its color to the dark color. Okay. Furthermore, what I want to do is to align them toward this image, and I want to increase their width to probably like 600 pixels, and I want to adjust the gap between them. Now I want to copy this content from here, and I want to paste this content here, and then for the next sentence I'll copy this and I'll paste this content here. So that now we have this. I think I'll have to increase the height of this to probably like 350 pixels. For now we'll adjust this, so maybe do it 300 pixels. Okay, now we'll have to add this form. So for that, click on this plus add element, and then this contact and forms, and then this subscribe form. Choose any of this. So for now I'll choose this form and I'll place it anywhere there. Okay, so now we can see our form is there. I want to move our container box on the place where it was. Now for this one, first of all I'll get rid of this form title, and then I want to get rid of this checkbox as well, and I only want one field. So click on the field and then click on edit field, and then instead of first name we want it to say name, and then here we have the field name in the placeholder place. So we'll add placeholder text and we'll add it here, and we'll remove the field title just like this. We'll do the same thing with the email field. We'll remove the field title and we'll add it as a placeholder text. So now these three are added. Let's adjust their positions. Okay, now what I want to do is to reduce the width of this as well. So probably like 150 pixels, or no, 200 pixels. Yeah, 200 pixels is fine. And then for this button we'll go 150 pixels, and we want to have the same height as 51. Okay, now we have this here, and I want this success message aligned toward the left side. It should go there. Okay, now we want to change their design. So the first thing that you will have to do is to click on this blank space and then click on this design, then click on customize design. First of all, for the input fields, so for the background color, let's choose this color with the lowered opacity, so probably like 20% opacity. Then for the border, we don't need any border there, so we'll make the width at 0. And we obviously want the corners, so we'll go 10 pixels corners. Now you can see the corners have changed. This is for the regular state. For the hover state, let's change the background color to probably like a little darker, so maybe like 30%. And then for the border, let's do it as 1 pixels. Okay, now for the focus, we want this width as 1, and then we want to change the color to probably like 40%, and for the error it should be red. Now this is fine. Okay, this is for the input fields. Let's do it for the submit button. For the fill color opacity for the submit button, you can see it is in kind of like gradient color, so we'll go with this yellow color, and let's change the font color first to something like black color. And we obviously want to change the paragraph as well with this 18 pixels. Paragraph 2 is fine. Okay, now for the corners, let's do it 10 pixels just like this. Okay, for the hover state, we want it to go like this dark color, and its text should be this white color. Alright, now our form is created. Now what we want to do is to adjust the width and height. So we'll adjust the width and height of this thing just like this. Now once it is created, just simply place it in the box here. Here you go. Alright, so now we have this section created. The only thing that is left is this credit section, or the credit text that we have. So for that, we will duplicate this thing, this text from here. We will change its size to probably like 16 pixels, and then we'll place the text here. And then what I want is to reduce its width to probably like 250 pixels, and I want to align this text in the middle. And then what I want to do is to drag here and want to align this in the center. Then the only thing that we need to do is to add this kind of like site icon. So I'll go to media, click on show more, and I'll see if I have that site icon. I think I don't have, so I'll have to export this from here, export, and I'll upload this here, and I'll add it on the page, and then I'll place it right here. I'll reduce its width to probably like 25, and I will place it here. And then let's reduce the section height to 1050 or 1000. 1020 is fine, I think. Yeah, 1020 is fine. Now click on this save button and then click on this preview. So let's see what we have created. So here is our first section, and the second section, the third section, fourth, and this is the fifth section. This is looking quite fine. Okay, go back to the editor. Let's change the color for this one first. Click on the settings, and then for the design tab, minimize chest. First we wanted to have kind of like icon only, and then the background color should be this gold color and the text color should be white color, and with this thing. Okay, now for the background and messages, let's have some sort of texture or pattern there. And then send icon color, we wanted to have this gold or the dark color that we are using. And then for the messages background, we can use this, and the messages from other, for that, and that is looking quite fine. Okay, for the pattern opacity, okay, background color, we can use the white color. Go back, and then for the header design, change the header design color to shallow color or the gold color that we are using. That is it. So we have this Wix chat icon design created, and everything here is created for the desktop version. Okay, I hope you have learned something new from this video. If you have learned something new from this video, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can learn more amazing things from here. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.